should have washed my hair before this. Hey guys. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with Master Prime by Maybelline. I have used this a couple of times, but I've mixed it with other primers just because I like to make sure that my face is fully primed before I do anything. I do have combination skin, so sometimes I will get little dry skin flecks in here and right in between my eyebrows and stuff like that. So I just like to make sure that my face is fully covered before I try anything. I do blend down my neck, so I do tend to put a little bit of primer on my neck just in case. But I have had problems with my nose with some primers where it will lift up like right in here, so I'll have to go over it a couple times with foundation, whether it's with a brush or I'll use a blender sponge and I'll just kind of like concentrate it right in here to try to get it to lay down okay. But usually when I set it with powder, it'll be fine. Sorry about that, my dad needed something. So I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna foundation. I really like this foundation. The only problem that I have is sometimes, depending on the way that the light hits it, it will tend to look a little bit too dark. I use 120, I used to use 110, I sometimes still use 110. I do like the primer. The only thing that I don't like is it does lose its tackiness pretty quickly. So having to do all, like, go do something for my dad and then come back and stuff like that, my face did lose a little bit of the tackiness. But at the same time, because it smoothed out my pores, I'm not really mad at it. So I'm just gonna go on with the Morphe Beauty Blender or Beauty Sponge and just dot it and blend it all into my skin. I tend to like to blend and buff at the same time as I put down my foundation. For me, it lays down a little bit better than it would if I didn't. And I don't know, I don't like to have my hair down when I do my makeup because my hair is kind of on the shorter side. I do tend to wear hats a lot when I do my makeup, either hats or bandanas or something close to that. It's personal preference. I know a lot of beauty gurus don't really put their hair up when they're doing it. It's just my thing. I'm sorry about all the cutting. My family keeps calling me because they don't know that I'm filming. And if you see me kind of looking up, there is a mirror behind where the camera is. So it's like I'm looking at myself in the screen of the camera, and then I'm looking at myself in the camera behind, or in the mirror behind. So for my concealer, I am gonna go in with Tarte Shape Tape. I use Fair. Sometimes I use Fair Neutral, depending on how the foundation oxidizes. But today I am gonna be going in with Fair. But I'm just gonna bring it in for a second, just to show you my nose, because I did mention how I do sometimes have that problem with the foundation lifting because of the primers that I use, because I mix the two. And it actually laid down pretty good today. Not mad at it. But I am gonna go in and do my concealer before it starts creasing. So I do tend to go right underneath my eyes just to kind of hit those dark circles. I am a bartender at a bowling alley, which, shocker, it's sometimes stressful, sometimes not. It's a bowling alley. We don't really do anything crazy. But I do tend to not go to bed until 3 in the morning. So when I do wake up, it's usually late. But I do highlight my forehead a little bit. I do my nose right here. I do right under my eyes, and I do under my chin, just because I have this little crease right in here. So if I don't highlight it, I'll get that line, which kind of sounds weird, but I just like highlighting my chin. Preferences. I also go right above my lip a little bit, just because I do have a birthmark right above my lip, so I tend to conceal it a little bit, and also it kind of highlights my cupid's bow when I do it, so I'm highlighting and concealing at the exact same time, which isn't a surprise because a lot of people do that. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. I do bring my concealer up onto my eye while I'm blending it, just because it acts as a primer and for my eyes, and it helps me lay down the eyeshadow a little bit better. Alright, and then I am gonna go in with the Jeffree X Morphe powder brush. I believe this one is JS2. I really like this one for doing my powder, just because it does hold the product, but if you just tap it out a little bit, you won't have as much. I am wearing black pants, so sometimes I do get the powder on my pants, and it sucks. But I usually just kind of hit right under my under eyes. I do hit my eyes because sometimes the concealer does crease, but if I set it with powder, I don't really have to worry about it creasing too much. I use a lot of powder, but yeah. And then I am using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I love it. I did dump out a little bit too much. As you can see, that is a lot. That'll probably last me a good like week. Maybe not, maybe like 3 days, considering most of it ends up on my pants anyways. Alright, sorry if the camera angles just keep going like far away and coming back. I am sitting at the end of my bed. I'm working. I'm trying to do something, but we'll see. So I am gonna go in with the Park Ave Princess Tarte Contour Palette. I do tend to use this one a lot when I do contouring and bronzing and stuff like that, just because, you know, I am so pale, and these ones tend to work a little bit better for me personally. I don't really contour the best, just because I get scared that if I do it too dark, or like if I try to you know, like my cheekbones, that I'm just gonna look stupid in person. So we'll see how that goes. Sorry, I was looking for my mirror. But so ever since I saw Katie Hodges' video about, like, she was just doing her makeup, and she said that she uses a fan brush when she contours. I've started using a fan brush when I contour, and I actually really like it. The only problem that I do have is, like I said, because I am so pale, trying to contour, sometimes I do get a line. I'm gonna have to go in with a normal contour brush and just kind of like blend it out and kind of like buff it a little bit. This way it does like lighten up just a tiny bit and blend a little bit better. But then I do use an angled eyeshadow brush for my nose. I don't really contour my nose too much, just because I do have a smaller nose already. But I do kind of like right in here, and then I do like the tip just to kind of bring it out a little bit more. So for that, I do use the Morphe E62. Let me just so you can see that it is dirty, but it does have that really nice angle. So when I do go in, it doesn't hit and I don't bump. I just kind of lightly do it, and it just kind of like adds that little bit of dimension that I want to my face. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go in with the fan brush, and I go into Princess Cut and Angel because I can read. So I do go into these two. Sorry, these two. So I do just kind of tap it in, and I kind of hit my brush off a little bit, and I just go in. Let me grab a mirror so I can see myself do this. I do just kind of go in and just really lightly hit right there. I do go in and kind of hit it with the normal contour brush and just kind of buff it out a little bit. So I kind of go in and just hit that, and then I go in with the normal contour brush and just kind of bring it up a little bit. It just adds that little shadow, so when you're facing somebody, it's not down here. It kind of stops right in the middle of my cheekbone. And then I do go in, sorry, everything's next to me. I do go in with the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula, and I do grab a giant powder brush from e.l.f., the 101, I guess. It's this one. It's super big and fluffy, and I just kind of go in, tap off a little bit, and I go right into my cheeks just to add a little bit of color to them, because like I said, I am super pale, so trying to add color back to my skin after using a very high coverage or full coverage foundation and concealer and stuff like that, sometimes I do have to add that color back in my face just because. So then I go in and I kind of chisel out my jaw a little bit, again using the fan brush, just to add that little bit of definition to it, so when I look at people you can actually see my jawline. Sorry about that, my camera overheated a little bit. Great. So I did bring you guys in maybe just a little bit closer, but all I did while it was cooling down was I did contour my nose just a little bit. Like I said, I don't do a lot, and I do use the E62 for it, and I just kind of go in very lightly and just kind of do right in here, and then I tap it out to blend it out a little bit, and then I I do contour my hairline just a little bit, like my forehead right in here, and I kind of blend it into my hairline just a little bit. Sometimes I do hit right under the tip of my nose, like right in here, to kind of bring my nose out a little bit more, but not super badly. My camera's probably gonna overheat again because I didn't wait that long. But I do, when I do blend it out, I do sometimes add a little bit of bronzer or a little bit of my contour color in Angel to my my contour brush, and this is the Morphe E4. I believe I got this from the James Charles brush set, but anyways, so I do kind of sweep up and then kind of go in a little bit of a circular motion to bring it up. And then I do have, I should have opened this before, I'm stupid and weird and I like to keep my makeup in the package just because I feel like it makes everything look cleaner. So this is the Morphe blush palette. This is the 8W, the Warm Master. This is what it looks like. I do tend to use all like not all three, but I do tend to use 3 blush colors when I do my blush. So I use this one, and this one, and I use them all in the same brush, and I just kind of like mix them together, tap it off, and lightly hit my cheeks and the bridge of my nose. I know that kind of defeats the purpose of highlighting your nose and contouring your nose, but I do tend to like it. Again, I need to wash my brushes, but this is the Morphe M405. I do like this brush, even though it does have a slight angle to it. I do like it when I do my blush. I just kind of hit my cheeks very, very lightly, but I do like that sun-kissed look, even though not everybody likes blush, not everybody likes heavy blush. I personally, if I see somebody that has very, very heavy blush, I kind of just look at them and I'm like, why though? But again, I do the same thing. So I just lightly hit my cheeks and bring it back. I don't bring it back all the way just because it kind of looks weird when you do. In my personal opinion, it looks weird when I do it, and I don't like doing it. So you do just kind of add that little rosy color. That, I don't know, I like mixing blushes. It's weird, in my opinion. So like I said, I do go right on my nose a little. Jesus Christ. Save me. Save me from myself. That is a lot of blush on my nose. What the hell? Jesus. That's better. Yeah, that's better. And then I do go in with Babe and Beat. They're a little bit of a shimmery shade, so it's this one and this one that I go in with. They are a little shimmery, and I just kind of mix them together. And this is a personal preference. It's kind of like a little bit of highlight because it is shimmery, but I don't use a lot of it. And I just kind of hit, angle my face a little bit, there we go. I hit right above where I just did the blush on both sides and a little bit on the tip of my nose. It doesn't do anything, but in my mind, I'm like, this does so much. It doesn't at all. I just like doing it. Okay, so I did bring you in a little bit more because I am going to be doing my eye makeup now. We'll see how this goes because I'm probably going to end up blocking the camera with the Jeffree Star mirror. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just staring at these Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina Pro Pigment palettes. I do have the big 3 of them, the volume 1, 2, and 3. And I'm just staring at them and I don't know what makeup look I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do my eyebrows really quickly. I do have thick brows, so I don't really have to do a lot. I do fill them in a little bit. I do have a hole right here in my eyebrow that I fill in, and then I drag my tails down a little bit. This way they kind of like hit right about there. Okay. So I've been staring at this palette for the past like 10 minutes and I still don't know what I'm doing. It's probably just going to be super simple considering this is probably going to be the first upload that I actually do of me doing makeup. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a Morphe M441. It's this little tapered brush. I really like these brushes. These are really nice. Probably shouldn't be using a blending brush to put my eyeshadow on. So I'm just going to go in with B5, which is this one right here. I carved it out with my nail by accident one day. I was putting my palette back and I scratched it with my nail. Right. But I'm just gonna dust it right in here. Just to blend it up a little bit. This is gonna be my transition shade. I always start with my transition shades, honestly. And I do both eyes at the same time. Sorry, normal beauty gurus. I enjoy doing both eyes. honestly how they can start a video with only one eye done and like go through it. I can't do that. I gotta do both eyes. I wing everything. This is right off the spot. I'm like, staring at these colors. I'm just gonna do a normal look that I always do. And then I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take an M433, which is a little bit more packed. Yes, it's dirty, don't judge me. It's a little bit more packed and a little bit more dome shaped. I do like this one for doing like the crease a little bit. So I think I'm gonna go in with C3, which is this one. Damn it, got my nail in it again. Cool. So I'm gonna go into C3, and I know it's not the same color that's on my brush. I get it. I need to clean my brushes. Probably why I break out all the time. I'm dumb. Hi, welcome. So I'm just gonna go in right in my crease. Sorry, angle's weird. So I'm just gonna go right in and kind of blend it into my transition color. And just kind of, I need to angle this better. Just kind of go in and blend that out, but also not. So it kind of looks like that. This is a really simple look. I'm sorry you clicked on this video. I'm sorry if you're wasting your time. So then I'm just gonna go on with the E2, which is all the way down at the bottom. It's this little, to me it's maroon. I don't know what color it is. Again, yes, a dirty brush, but we're going in with an M456, which is a little bit more of a tinier brush. And we're just gonna pack it. As we do, I'm covering the camera the entire time. Okay. As I was saying, we're just gonna put it right in this corner. Right here. And just kind of blend it out as we go. And it just deepens it up just a little bit, so you can tell the difference between this one and this one. I'm probably gonna cut that part out of me covering the camera because I'm freaking dumb. I'm freaking dumb. I'm dumb. Okay. Well, we're just gonna do the same thing. So as I was trying to show you on the other eye before I messed up and had to restart, didn't really restart, just continued from where I messed up. We're just gonna pack it into the outer quarter and into the crease and kind of blend it out as we go. This way it's less work for us because we don't want to do work today. Even though I have work, that's why I'm doing this. Give me 1 second, my camera's about to overheat again. So right now I literally just have 3 colors on my eyes. I was holding my camera up, so I really didn't do anything. And before anybody asks, no, I did not do highlighter yet. I usually save that for either my second to last or my last step. Personal preference. I'm gonna go in with C1, which is this one. And I'm just gonna do that on my lid, into my inner corner, and right above my brow bone. So I do go, and it's really stupid because I use a super fluffy brush for this. I use a 433 or an M433 to do this, just because it also blends into the rest of my eye. And it's a super shimmery shade, so you just kind of go over everything with that, kind of blends it down a little bit. Whatever, I'm stupid. Hi, how are ya? Then I do take it in on my finger and angle this right. I just kind of go right in with it. The eyes really don't look that different on camera, but they look different in person. We'll see. I'm gonna put on eyeliner. I usually do a wing. I'm gonna do a wing. I'm gonna do my mascara, and I'll be right back. My camera has to cool down again. Okay, and I'm back. If you can tell, the lighting changed. Now, it's a hit or miss whether I do my highlighter first or I do my lipstick first, because sometimes I'll do my highlighter first and then I'll apply lipstick and then I'll do highlighter over it, just on the Cupid's bow. I don't know, I'm weird. And because the lighting's stupid, you're probably not gonna see it, but I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution Golden Lights Baked highlighter. It took me a second to remember what this is because I had to look at the back because I'm like, what is this? Because I use it all the time, but I just don't remember the name of it. So it looks like this. It's just the little weird pot thing. And I literally swirl my brush, tap it off a little bit, and I just go in right underneath my eye and right on the side of it. And like, it just adds that little bit of shine that in certain lights looks very like subtle. But then I go in on the tip of my nose a little bit just to add that little highlight. I go right in on my Cupid's bow to bring that out a little bit, and then I go right in on my chin. So then when I like pull back, you can kind of see it right in here. You can see it on my nose, a little bit on my Cupid's bow, and right in here. So I'm gonna go in with the Jeffree Star Mannequin Liquid Lip. I love this nude. I think that's all I can say about it. I just like the nude. So I'm just gonna go in. I'm probably gonna cover my face again because I'm dumb. I'm gonna try not to, but we'll see. See, when I bring the mirror up and I let like that, look at that. Okay, I'm being stupid, I'm sorry. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everybody wants protection. I'm just gonna let it set. Sometimes I do grab my makeup sponge and I just kind of tap it in just so it soaks in a little bit. That's about it for just a normal makeup look. This is probably gonna be one of the first videos that I put on my YouTube. Thank you for watching me be stupid, especially that thing that my hair just did, whatever. I do have to get ready for work now. Like, I have to put an actual shirt on. I'm just wearing a tank top right now, like a camisole from, I think this one was from Primark. I think it was like $3. But I do have to get ready. So thank you guys so much for watching me be stupid and do my makeup, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely need to work on everything. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you when I see you. Bye guys.